Welcome! Today we're going to talk about the Montana Magic of the Summer Ice Hockey League, and today, the Magic. So with them, all I want to talk about is their horrible record of 2-13-2. Yeah, that's the record so far, just 2 wins. It's been a miserable start. It's been San Jose level bad. If you know what I'm talking about last season, the Sharks, yeah, you know. But then, so they started off. They won an opening night 3-2 in overtime, back to back against the Wichita Wild, and then they lose. They lose the second of the back to back. Then they get a week off. Then they get a 5-game series against the Ambassadors, the Las Vegas Gladiators. So they get a 5-game series against them, and they lose every single game. So the first one, it's back to back. So they'll lose. So within the first 2 weeks, they've only won 1 game. They're 1-3. They get 2 days off. They get a solo match, just 1 game. They lose 4-2. 2-day break before they get another back to back in the other location, because that's how I'm assuming it is. It's 2 in one location, 3 in another. So and then they haven't got shut out, but they lose all 5 games. All 5 of the Las Vegas series. So they are 1-6 by the end of the series against the Las Vegas Gladiators. And immediately following that, they start off a series. This is 3 games in a row, which in the National Hockey League you cannot do that, but apparently in this league you can. Apparently in the East Coast Hockey League you can do 3 games in 3 days. So it starts off right after the Las Vegas series. They go into a series the next day against the Portland Pilots, and they lose 2-1 in a shootout. So they do get 1 point there, and then a 3-day break, and then they have another 3 games in 3 days, all against Portland. They lose every single one. So at this point, the record is 1. They're 1-10 by this point, by my count. Do one more double check. Yeah, 10. They're 1-10 by the end of this Portland series. It's on screen, and then as we move in, they get another long 5-day break before they start a 3-game series against the Everett Explosion, which is Everett, Washington State, right above Seattle, probably about 40 minutes to an hour north of the city. And in that series, they lose every game. Probably the closest ones they have is a 7-5 loss and a 3-2 shootout, so they get another point. So at this point, 1 win, 2 plus 2 other points from. They have 2 losers' points, so that's 4 points in total throughout 13 games. That is absolutely awful. Understandably, it's terrible. And then as we move on, we get to. So then most recently they've had their series against the Houston Honey Badgers. Just as pitiful. So a 5-1 loss. And here they do get a 4-0 shutout win against them. That's just their second win on the season. A 4-0 shutout win against the Houston Honey Badgers. And then they lose the series 2-1. As they lose the final game of the series 4-1. So they have this entire week off. They're off the entire week. Next week they get back into another series against the Everett Explosion. Once again, 4-game series by this count. It's on screen, obviously. And onto the roster that's making this up. So, on the top line you have, and obviously you can see it on screen, you have your top line, you have Huberdeau Watkins, and more. So Theo Watkins is a custom player. I made him up. His NHL rating is an 86 overall. That's quite good. It's not that's solid. Johnny Huberdeau. He's also an 86 overall. So the winger. Watkins is the center, and then you have Moore on the right. Tyler Moore. And it says T Moore, as you can see. And I can look it up. Yeah, I'll look it up right here. Moore NHL. Trevor Moore. That's who that is. Trevor Moore. So we get back to him. So Robbie Fabry, he's on the second line. Fabry, John Gabriel Pageau, and Edward Santiago, which is a custom player. Yeah, here's where it drops off. Everything, nothing, other than Anton Lundell, everything in the bottom six, other than Lundell, is an 81 or lower. That's okay. It's an okay forward group. The problem with this is there's no real leader. I guess it's like a battle between Huberdeau and Watkins for your leadership. And maybe Trevor Moore. Basically anyone on the top line. As for your forward group. Then let's get into the defensive group. So probably, I guess, the best you can get to a leader on the team. Both offense and defense. Overall, better than any of them. You have Josh Morrissey. He's the real only leader. Don't know if he's the captain or not, but can't tell based off this. I don't know the captains off the top of my head. I'm sorry about that. Josh Morrissey, left defender. He's an 89 overall in the game. It doesn't really show well on the screen here, but and then he's paired with Sean Durst. That's a solid pairing. You have Dante Fabro and Jabe McCabe as your second pairing, and Ruben James, a custom player. He's paired with the Hershey Bears, Chase Prisky. Again, it's very similar to Buffalo. It's just average. There's no real. I mean, outside of Morrissey, these are just. The only really great pairing here is Morrissey and Jersey. McCabe Fabro's fine. James and Prisky it's just not good. Ruben James, custom player named after a song, which it's interesting. Then we went to the goaltenders. UC Saros, he's your starting goaltender. His backup is Mike DiPietro. It's a very stark contrast, but if you have a great goaltender like Saros, that's Saros and Morrissey are the bright spots of this team. Outside that, Huberdeau, it's the forward group core is just hollow. It's hollow. I'll bring it back up here on the screen. There's no real leader. There's no real top forward. It's just not there. How are you going to have a winning team if you don't have a great forward group? It's really a thing with this team. They don't really have a great. Although Huberdeau, he does have. So I actually have an Xbox ready because I've got a game to do right after this. So he has 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. That's Jonathan Huberdeau in 17 games. It's okay. He's underperforming maybe a little. So yeah, this is the Baltimore State right now. They're kind of falling. Their forward group just isn't there. There's no clear goal scorer. They don't have that. Seems to be their problem. And yeah, they're the worst team in the league by a long shot. Okay, it's them in Buffalo. Really, they're so much worse than everyone else. Everyone else has at least 5 wins. So then moving on. How to fix this. So you can make this real quick because they're 10 minutes long, so I expected it to be. So Jonathan Huberdeau, and Watkins. Get these two guys to score as much as possible. Really, these whole top six. Get them to put more effort in. Otherwise, your campaign is done. There's probably no coming back from this, but let's say it's possible. I mean, crazier things have happened, right? So if they want a shot, they have to get this top six moving. They have to get them working. Otherwise, if you don't have goal scoring, you can't win. You cannot win in the game of hockey. Applies to other sports too. If you don't have the people there to score the points, you can't win the game. And that is my reason. That's my video on why the Montana Magic are terrible. That's why the records are terrible, because they don't have a forward group. And that'll do it for this one. I'm Thomas Rose. Thank you for tuning in. See you in a few days for another kind of team report video. I do like doing this. I'll probably do one. I want to do one at every team because a lot of teams are pretty much in the same boat. Or if I see a certain team sticks out, I'll do another one of these. Or if I want to analyze a certain statistic, might do a video on that. So that, and obviously the news videos I'll keep doing. The games have to happen. It's kind of how this league works. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next one. Goodbye.